I had experienced Ordinariate before, a parish in Charleston, South Carolina, when we were road tripping. I knew about it. I'm a big fan of Joseph Cardinal Ratzinger, Pope Benedict XVI, who kind of instituted the Ordinariate. And so I had known about it, I had read about it, and we experienced it, and I was struck by the beauty of it, the reverence of it, the fact that it uses a very sacral English that kind of elevates you beyond just everyday speech, and it kind of even the language that the Ordinariate Mass uses is a sort of threshold from the world to the sacred, and found that very compelling. And honestly, my last stop before I became Catholic was in the Anglican tradition, and I have deep respect for the Anglican liturgy and the prayers and the spirituality. And so I thought, how cool that we can have everything that is good, true, and beautiful in the Anglican tradition, but in full communion with the Catholic Church. And the fact that what the Ordinariate is a way for Protestants and Anglicans and Episcopalians to come into full communion with the Church, but it's also to enrich all Catholics, even those like me who are cradle Catholics, and so I just found that beautiful. And
I was drawn to the Ordinariate mainly because of the community. I mean, we had been going to a lot of Catholic churches and hadn't found this rich community of family life. And when we came and just saw the amount of children and the welcomeness to children into families, being a mom of 3 young kids, being at a Catholic church where you feel like your kid can cry in Mass and not everyone looks at you is a real gift. And so I was really drawn into that, and then also just to the mission of evangelization and of welcoming in Protestants to join the church and having that be a focus. And I feel like that's kind of a passion of both of ours in the faith, and so it felt like a good place to call our church home. Okay. So for our family, Adam became an instituted acolyte or a subdeacon, and that's been really inspiring for our children to see him participate in the Mass in that way, and kind of having them ask a lot of questions about what is Daddy doing, and why is he up there, why is he facing that way, what are they doing, and so it's been really beautiful for them to engage in the Mass in that way, and then also just being able to go up to receive the Eucharist together and to kneel on the kneelers and have the intinction and be able to receive the body and blood at the same time has been really beautiful and has prompted a lot of questions for our children about what's going on. They've actually named it heavenly bread and heavenly wine, and so every day they're like, we're gonna get heavenly bread, heavenly wine. Even though they're not ready to receive it yet, they get to participate by coming up with us.
Yeah, I find that our form of the Mass has so many hooks that can draw people in. From everybody, from someone who really enjoys theology and philosophy, and to kind of understand the profundity of the theological things that we say in our prayers, all the way down to the little child that doesn't yet even know how to say their creed yet. But there's just so many hooks, as I said, that can draw them into worship of God. There's so many symbolic gestures and movements and sounds and smells. And as I said before, like, we are embodied creatures, and we need that more than we need a lecture or intellectual formation. We need a fully embodied worship experience, and there's nothing quite like the Ordinariate liturgy for that.
We'll hear our children just start singing different parts of the Mass, and we're like, we didn't even know you knew all of those words to that song. Like, you're only 3 and 5, but I think from coming to the Mass and like having it sung and having it be, like you said, like a fully like embodied experience, that for the children it reaches all of their senses, and they're able to learn and engage in it in a deeper way.
Well, and the fact that there are so many children here, we learn to desire by looking at how other people desire and what other people are doing, and so for them to kind of exist in this matrix of all these children, and seeing that these other children their age are taking the faith seriously, and how these other children hold in their body, and the reverence that they're showing, there's no substitute for that.